It's Gloria from Golden Bucket Farm. I'm the Jersey Lady 1 here on YouTube, and my share today is a set of animal-themed artist trading coins. I made a different set recently, and I also did a video on how I make my artist trading coins. They're really popular right now. And you'll see lots of videos on YouTube about them. They're just an alternative shape to the artist trading cards. Like the cards, the coins are 2.5 inches wide, and my base that I use is 2 layers of cereal box or cracker box, whatever I have. And I leave my backs white so that I can write on them if I'm going to use them as a gift tag, or to put my contact information on the back if I'm trading with somebody. While I'm thinking of that, I made a little list. I showed these the other day on my Facebook, and one of my friends said, "What do you do with them?" Well, yes, you can trade them with other people. You can use them, punch them, and put a twine or ribbon through and use them as gift tags. They could be used as journaling cards in your journals or your albums. They could be used as tuck spots in an album, embellishments for the cover or the page of your albums, as ornaments, again, if they're punched, and use a little decorative cord or twine as a hanger. And I also thought that they might be neat to be, if you glued them to a skewer or to a straw, that they would be nice to poke into a flower arrangement, whether that's live flowers or silk flower arrangement, or also into a plant. So those are just some of the quick ideas that I thought of ways to use them. When I make my set of cards, I've talked before about having a formula or a recipe. You know, of course, if you're just having fun and you just make random cards, that's fine too. But when I make a set, I kind of think of them like the pocket letter cards, where they're all kind of to a theme or have some unifying element. And so in this case, it was animals. And also, kind of pay attention to the elements that you use in making your coins. On all 9 of these, I used either pattern paper for the background or pieces that I cut from magazines or from calendars. Okay, I had 8 of them done, and I wanted to use this stamp set, just a second here, that I got from my friend Shirley Jacobs. She's here on YouTube, and she's a Stampin' Up! Gal, and she shared with me this lovely Farm Life stamp set quite a while ago. And it has a stamp of farm animals and a barn and some other things. But anyway, I wanted to use the animal stamp because it was just the right size for a trading coin. And I thought, well, I will make a background for that by using my Memento inks, my dewdrops. I love those little guys. These, I buy them in sets, and that way I have lots of different ink colors, and I don't have the problem of storing all the big ink pads, and it's also a little more cost effective to buy them smaller like that. Okay, anyway, I used 2 colors of green and 2 colors of blue. And this was just sort of a little trial trial on some copy paper, and then I put my stamped image that I had fussy cut, and it looked great just like this. But when I put that together with the other cards, excuse me, that I had made already, it just kind of stuck out, you know, because all the other ones had had printed backgrounds, and this was a handmade background. And so I went into my stash and looked for some other papers that I could use for the background, and I found that's this one. I found the covers of a Graphic 45 botanical tea. Yeah, I had saved that. And the back was that really nice stripe, and it just, yeah, then it fit in with the other cards. So if you're making a set, you might want to take that into account. Okay, this is how I made each one. This is a little bird. It says, "Do what makes your heart sing," and the background is leaves on a tree, just all over pattern that I cut from a magazine page. I went around the edge with green nail polish, so it looks kind of like enameled in real life. I don't know how well it shows on the camera. The little bird and its branch are from a set of stickers from the Dollar Tree, and it was a dimensional sticker so that there were 2 layers, so that makes the bird pop a little bit. I added glossy accents. Well, I went over the wing with my favorite roller ball pin from Dollar Tree. It's the INC, the ink brand, R2 roller ball, and this is 0.7 millimeters. Anyway, I went over the wing and his eye and then used glossy accents on that. I painted over, it had a black stick, so I painted over that with some craft paint, and I printed out the little sentiment on my computer, and I used a little heart from a Valentine collection of stickers, again from the Dollar Tree. Okay. The second one is All Creatures Great and Small. The Lord God Made Them All. And this is the one where I had the idea of making a handmade background, but it really worked out better to use a pattern paper here. This edge I did with gesso with a little flat brush and just go around. I printed out my stamped my image and colored it in with my colored pencils, and then fussy cut it, and I found this little curved All Creatures Great and Small, the Lord God Made Them All, on a free children's coloring page, and fussy cut that out, and then just added some little flat sequins just for a little sparkle. The kitty coin is made entirely from scraps left over from Bo Bunny's Happy Tales collection. You've heard me talk about those before. I don't make them anymore. I wish they still did, because I really enjoyed working with the papers. And this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces that went into the kind of a collage. Let's see, I did the edge with ink, just ink the edge and put some, I don't know if you can see, some glitter nail polish on the little doily cut back there. I used another one of the hearts from the Valentine collection. This is like a dimensional, kind of a puffy heart from the Dollar Tree, and it used to say, "I love my cat." That was part of the ephemera set for this collection, Happy Tales. And this little die cut was in that ephemera set too. A little kitty I had left over, and I put a real satin bow on its neck. So, yeah. The reason I'm kind of going over these is just so that you can see you can use a lot of different techniques and a lot of different materials. This fish coin started with this fish, and I had the whole fish, but I just used the head here on this coin that came out of Southern Living magazine, I think. The background is of a water and like a sunset reflecting off the water, so I cut that out, and it made me think of the little poem from when I was young. Fishy, fishy in a brook, Daddy caught him with a hook, Mommy fried him in a pan, Baby ate him like a man. And I drew the fish line and the hook there and just put a little flat back, or a flat sequin there as the connector between the hook and the line. I went around the outside initially with blue Art Deco, or Deco Art, Deco Art paint, but it just didn't pop enough, and I don't know if you'll be able to see on the camera or not. That just wasn't enough, so I went over again with clear nail polish and sprinkled on some really fine glitter. Oops, I'm bumping my tripod here. Some really fine glitter again, and it came in a set, I think, of 6 colors from the Dollar Tree. And I took them out of their little envelopes and put them into those little round plastic containers that they have, 6 for $1. And so, yeah, I printed out the little poem on the computer and on my printer, and that's how this one came together. This little guy, I wish I had a lot of these. He's such a sweet face little puppy dog. The background is made from the back of a note card. It has, oh, those ones that are at Hobby Lobby. You buy 50, in a set, and you use your coupon, or they come on sale, 50% off. Anyway, so you get the cards in the envelopes. This was the back of one of those that just has a nice linen texture. The doggy I cut out of a dog food ad, I guess, from a magazine. I printed out Hello Friend on the printer. It had a little bow on his neck, so I made a bow of green curly ribbon, and I added glossy accents to the eyes, and it really makes him, no matter which way you look at him, it looks like he's looking at you. I love the dimension that glossy accent makes, even on tiny eyes on a project. It really shows up in, when you're seeing it in real life. And then again, I use some of the flat sequins that almost look like little gears. This is the one coin that is kind of more artsy fartsy, I think. My online friend Lori Seabrook sent me a lovely set of dies that are the cow and a calf. And at the time that oops, cover up his face. At the time she sent them, she said, "Oh, I thought they were going to be bigger," when she had ordered them for me. And oh, Lori, I just love them. And actually, they're just the perfect size for making these coins. So I cut the cow and the calf out of paisley pattern paper. The background is some of that, oh, what is it? Studio G makes those little packs. I think they're like 15 6x6. Oh, kind of like lightweight cardstock, but they're printed single-sided. Anyway, I have a set of farm, one set is a farm theme, and so that's what that came from. I went around the edge again with, this is from, gosh, what is it? Pale, some kind of pale butter or something like that, from the Deco Art paints. And let's see, I made a little bow of gold crochet thread and dunked it into my water glue, watered down school glue that I keep in a little tub from the Dollar Tree, and just sort of dabbed off the extra on a paper towel and stuck it down, and boy, that is on there. It's not coming off, and it's nice and hard. It won't, drag when you put it into the page protector. And then I used my trick that I talked about on the last set that I showed you, of using words from an old phone book, and it says moo to you. The moo came from, I think, the last name Mooney. The 2 was a page number, and the U is from the family name Young. And you say, well, Gloria, I could cut words out of the newspaper. Yep. Or out of a magazine. Yep. But the beauty of using your old phone book is it's in ABC order, and so you don't have to hunt and peck all over. You can turn and see. Now, you have to be a little creative to think how you're going to get the exact words, because, if I went in there looking for moo, I might have found it, but, just have to kind of look around and think, how am I going to make that? So, let's see, what else did I put on here? The background, I don't know, again, if you can see, I kind of just went all around with my glitter nail polish, and then I used some of this little, what do they call that? Diamond wrap, this kind of mesh, little gem mesh or whatever. I just cut off 3 of the little gems, and I had painted under the feet of the cow and the calf with the green nail polish, but I thought, oh, it needs a little more spark. Whoops, we had a little tech trouble there. Sorry for the, what is that? A hard cut, I think. All right, so I think we were done with the Moo to You card. So let's move on here to, let's see there. Okay. Okay. This is Somebody Loves You. And I went around the edge again with the gesso. The blue is Blue Sky from a magazine ad. The green is just some, I don't know, green border, again from a magazine, and I cut it with my wavy decorative scissors in 2 strips there, and put a little bit of green nail polish on to make like grass. Fussy cut some little glittery flowers out of my scraps. I used some glitter nail polish, and this bunny was a whole, like a chocolate bunny shape. He's white with blue grid pattern. He was a die cut from the ephemera pack for that Happy Tales collection. And what did I do to him? Went around him with the Deep Cocoa Memento ink and gave him a little sequin eye. And that's Somebody Loves You. Let's see, here we go. This hen came from the same layout in a magazine that the fish came from. So I cut her out and gave her a little crochet thread bow. And this little sentiment is a stamp that comes from, again, you gotta love my friend Shirley. She's really been good to send me farmy things. This time it was the Hey Chick from Stampin' Up, and the sentiment says you're a good egg. And then there is a little egg. Again, that's part of the same set that I stamped. It has a little crack in it and little feet sticking out. So I stamped that on and then used some gesso to kind of make the shell, give it a little texture, and I wrote Peep up here. The background is just some scrap paper. Let's see, I went around the edge with the DecoArt brown paint, and I used again some of that little what did they call that? Diamond. Yeah, diamond wrap or diamond mesh. Diamond wrap, I guess it's called. So that's the hen, and the last one is Hogs and Kisses. I didn't have any pig pictures, so I went online and found a pig coloring page, free coloring page for kids, and shrunk the image down and then in paint and flipped it so that I could get two pigs. The background, and I colored that with my colored pencils and gave them little glossy accent eyes. The background is again from that farmy little collection from Studio G. And Hugs and Kisses, I was just looking around online when I was making my list of what kind of animals I wanted to use for my 9 coins, and that sentiment popped up, and I thought that was really a good one. I did the edge with gesso and used just some regular sequins for a little sparkle. So that's my set of 9 trading coins, and I sure would encourage you. I would love to see what you do. They're really fun. They don't take very long. There's something that you can work on, just a little bit, and doesn't take hours to finish a project if you have an idea of what you'd like to have as a theme. So I really encourage you to try Artist Trading Coins and contact me if you'd like to do some trading. Okay, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.